Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleHorror. Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meathook Jim here with the WrestleHorror podcast. As always is my co-host, Donnie Hoover, but he's got a little special guest standing behind him. I'm talking to the Hurricane Haley. Haley, how are you?
Good.
Yep, she wanted to come on the podcast, and so we were like, okay, let's do it.
All right, Haley. So, Haley, do you like all the wrestling that Dad does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wrestle all the time. She does pretty good up here.
Yeah. and are you okay with Pennywise behind you?
No. Yeah, she's not a big Pennywise fan.
And I know you don't like Chucky too much either.
I hate monsters and bad guys and everything.
But that's part of wrestle horror. We like scary stuff.
Yeah. You like Chucky, don't you?
No.
What about Jason? Do you like Jason?
No.
No.
Do you like any scary monsters?
No.
No scary monsters.
I mean, Chucky's okay.
You like getting him for a Christmas gift?
No.
They really get you with that, don't they, Haley?
Yes.
So how is Haley doing? Haley?
School.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Are you scary?
No.
No? You're just a hurricane, right?
Yes.
Yes. She is a bundle of energy, listeners. She really just I don't know where Donnie finds the energy for her sometimes, because she's just all over the place.
Yeah, I don't either. There's a lot of days we run on fumes at the end of the day.
And she just stuck her tongue out and did the little antlers thing here.
Yeah, she better watch out. Pennywise might get her.
Yeah, I saw Pennywise move behind you. I'd check on him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I told you he moved.
Yeah. No, I just noticed his balloon's deflating little by little. Seems like each show his balloon gets smaller and smaller. I'll have to put a new balloon in there or something.
There you go. There you go. So, Haley, what do you have to say to everybody on WrestleHorror?
I do not know.
You do. How about wrestling is cool and scary stuff is cool?
Scary stuff is not cool, but wrestling's cool.
All right, we'll take it. That's 50-50. We'll take it.
All right. We'll accept that. That's cool. And Haley's cool.
Yep. The only one and only hurricane.
Oh, there's no one like her.
All right. You got anything else to say? What? Well, tell them.
I gotta use the restroom.
Well, then go use the restroom. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let me get my headphones and everything back on now.
All right.
Girl, something else.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Right.
The WrestleHorror podcast. As Donnie fumbled with his headset.
Yep, I get them plugged back in now. I had to unplug them so she could hear. There we go. All right, I think I'm back on.
Okay, that was interesting to say the least. Haley is such a joy, and you know how much Chris loves her. She just
yeah.
Yeah,
I just told her because every time we do a podcast, because like I said, I'm down in the basement and everything, so they're above me. So I tell her I got to do a podcast, so you got to be quiet. And she was like, I want to be on the show. I was like, all right, like, you want to do it? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, let's do it.
All right. Well, she's on the show now for sure.
Yeah.
And talking about shows, my gosh, I mean, we're just steamrolling through this. I mean, we've been doing this now since July of what, 2019?
19. Yep.
And there's no sign of us stopping anytime soon. Trust me.
No.
We got a lot of wrestling, a lot of horror, and we got some exciting news that broke this week that really for WrestleHorror and for New Ohio Wrestling is just I'm thrilled. And Donnie, why don't you tell everybody what that news is?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, me and Terry did a Facebook video about it if people didn't see it yet, but we are finally taking that next step, and we're going to open up a training center. That's a gym for wrestling, and we're going to have our ring in there, and we're going to be doing, growing it. The space right now is just big enough for just the ring, and but we're going to grow it as good as we can, and to where we can get our gym, because we have some gym equipment too. We want to get a space big enough to add in our gym equipment and make it a full on training center where people can come in. We have a green screen set up with all the camera lighting and all that. We want to set that up when we can. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting, and it kind of just fell in our lap. We had been looking for buildings for years, just here and there, but nothing just seemed to pan out or be affordable. And here in Columbus, it's hard to find a building that's in a decent price range. And so we just kept saying, if it's not time, it's not time. We're not in any rush. And then Mark Koval, the Golden Idol, as people know him as, people love to hate him. And he actually found the opportunity and found the building for us and brought it to our attention, and we went and looked at it and talked with him, and we have actually partnered with him on this building. It's the New Ohio Wrestling Training Center, and his company 614 Homes is sponsoring it and partnering with us on it. So it's going to be very exciting. It's in Gahanna, Ohio, and we're going to have all the information. The plan is to open by March 1st. But if we can't get it done by then, it's going to be the week after March 1st. It'll be sometime in March, but March 1st is the ultimate goal. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to open it up for memberships for, people that's already trained in wrestling that want to get some ring time. Cause that's the main reason why we're doing this. Cause we've had numerous people reach out to us, even some people of the NOW roster and also former NOW people that they're saying there's no access to ring time here during COVID. There's not a lot out there running, so there's some shows that's coming back up now and things are starting to move along, but to get in like ring time for practice or training or just keep stay sharp, they're having to drive an hour to 3 hours in some cases to get ring training, get ring time. And there was just nothing here in the Columbus area. And, we've got Big Dirty, everybody's heard that's followed us, heard the story of Big Dirty. So we've had Big Dirty just sitting in the garage, just waiting for an opportunity. And so her time to shine's coming up. So we're going to have some fun, Big Dirty stuff. And, we're going to get the gyms all set up and the training center all set up and, get some guys in there, let them get in there and wrestle around and stay sharp. And then, offer some training maybe down the road and stuff. We're still mapping all that out. Which, so that's all good. And also opens up the opportunity for WrestleHorror too. We just did our WrestleHorror, wrestling with your character concept, so that also opens up the door for if there's haunt actors out there that are interested in the WrestleHorror concept and they want, now we'll have the ring up. We'll be able to, get them in there, show them some of the moves to help them with their haunt characters, so that opportunity opens up for haunt people as well. So, I mean, it's going to be an exciting time. And like I said, this literally just fell in our lap just days ago. So we're scrambling to get everything set up and ready and all the ideas and the pricing and the structure and, hours of operation, like everything. We're trying to just map this out as we go and get everything done. But, so yeah, it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for a lot of different things. And, we want, like we had mentioned, our online training courses. Now we'll have the ring up where we can get in there, film our online training courses and get that stuff done and available for people. So it's exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's, we already had plenty in our lap of off air. I always complain to you, like I got too much going on. I don't know how I'm going to find the time. And, now I just added this to my plate, which is going to take up a lot of time. So, but we'll figure it out. We always do.
I'm excited about it. I really am. Not only from the fact that, oh, look, there's the hurricane.
Yeah.
She's whispering to Donnie.
Yeah. What?
My mom said to say that I love my mom and I should play the flute on my nose.
Oh, you want to?
Yes.
Okay, go get it. Okay, yeah, we
I
got.
got it.
Oh, okay. All right. So sorry about the interruption, guys. But the hurricane wants to show you. She wanted to show us her talent she's discovered. And
Okay.
that is playing a flute with her nose.
With her nose. Okay.
All right.
Well, we preempt this show to let the hurricane play a flute with her nose.
Go ahead.
I'm not good though.
Go ahead and do it.
And for those of you that are listening but not watching, I can guarantee you that flute was stuck up her nose while she did that.
We'll have that on YouTube. All right. Thank you.
My mom's the best.
Yeah, she probably offered her a treat for that.
Oh, I bet.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I'm excited about this, not only for the fact that wrestlers will have an opportunity to get some ring time in, especially with things easing around the state. And like you said, have them having to drive 1 to 3 hours to get ring time. Having a ring available in Central Ohio is going to be huge. And I'm thrilled because not only will wrestlers be able to get that time, but also the opportunities that WrestleHorror has to do filming and such inside the ring. I just, this is great. The new Ohio Wrestling Training Center is going to be something else. And like Donnie said, it's going to grow. There's not much room other than for a ring, but right now that's what we need.
Right.
And any haunt actors out there that want to learn more about the WrestleHorror concept, maybe do some live one-on-one stuff with us. We have a ring to do it in, to show you things that happen inside the ring and things that we've outlined in wrestling with your character that you can use in your haunt character. So huge news, Donnie. I am so thrilled to hear about this. And, when I saw the video, and you and I had talked about it before, you told me you had something in the works. And when I saw the video that you and Terry put out, I'm excited. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleHorror, New Ohio Wrestling, it's all falling into place. And the fact that we can sit there and videotape in the ring, it gives us more opportunity to give more training in the WrestleHorror concept to all you haunt actors out there.
Yep, absolutely. And like I said, we're starting out where we're at, and it's a brand new facility. The space we have, nobody's ever utilized, so it's a nice, clean facility, a lot of lighting. But the positive about it is we've already kind of got our eye on the upgraded space to where we'll be able to. It's a bigger space that we might occupy once we get this rolling and get some income coming in, to where we can put our gym equipment in there and put the green screen photography area in there, and get some mics in there and some speakers to where they can work on promos, and we want to just make it as fun as we can, add every element that wrestlers and promoters and managers and referees and anybody in the wrestling business that they need to work on. We want to eventually have something set up to where they can come in and utilize the space to work on those skills that they need.
Ring announcers.
Yeah, ring announcers. That's what the mics and the speakers. Yep. So,
right.
Yep. So, but except we're starting out where we're at right now because it came open and kind of landed on our lap, and so we're we got to take the ball and run with it and grow from there. So yeah, we're excited. And then like I said, the stuff we can come up with for the haunt side of it too, to help with character development, even get the character development going over there. The ring stuff, show them some moves. I mean, there's multiple things that we could work with haunters on too.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the microphones and speakers and such when we expand. And we've been putting stuff together to prep for this.
Mm-hmm.
Audio equipment wise, we've got mixer, we've got a set of wireless microphones, which are wonderful because I hate wired mics unless I'm doing podcasting.
Yep.
So, and we've got cameras and such. Green screen stuff is going to be huge. And like you said, with promo work, because sometimes I think promos are a lost art in some aspects. And wrestlers and haunt actors really need to hone their promo skills.
Yep.
And this gives them an opportunity to do that. You got to sell yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So huge news. How far is Gahana from where you are?
I would say 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about 20 minutes from my area. I live in Obetz, and the ring is going to be north of us in Gahanna. So it's like 20 minutes, from there. So if you're in southern Columbus, that's about it. If you're on the west side, I mean, if you live in town, where it's at, where Gahanna is. And when we get all the details and get everything set up, we'll give out the address and the phone number to contact, and which I think they've already started posting some of that online. Mark and Terry has, but yeah. So like I said, we're scrambling to get things ready and trying to get it done as quick as we can, and looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting journey, and see what we can get going here.
Yeah, and I'm jealous of all you people that live up there, because I got to drive 2 hours to do this.
All right.
I'm down north of Cincinnati, so I don't mind, because Donnie and I are, we go together like peanut butter and jelly, and I don't mind making the trip up there multiple times if I have to do the things we need to do. I mean, excited, and excuse me, I'm drinking a hazy little something IPA, so feeling a little good right now, and I'm happy.
There you go.
Blew off some steam before we started the recording, so
there you go.
Yay!
Right. Yeah, and another thing I just thought of, I forgot to mention. Like I said, these things are going so fast. Sometimes I forget to mention stuff. Is that we've been getting people reaching out to us, wanting to get involved and help out, and are loving the idea. And so one of the things that we've already kind of locked down as Onyx, the Black Superman Onyx, the Arnold Sports World Kids and Teens Expo champion, is going to be working with us and coming in to help with strength training. So if there's wrestlers out there that want to learn more about building muscle, getting their strength, work on their strength training, their techniques, and all that, Onyx is going to be working with us and coming in and giving his time to teaching people on how to build their strength, get their size, their mass, whatever. And if everybody's seen Onyx, they know he definitely knows how to build size. So
yeah, that's the thing about Onyx. And ever since I've been working with New Ohio Wrestling and I've met Onyx, he's not as tall as me, but I wouldn't want to get into a fight with him. Trust me.
Right. Yeah.
The man is solid. I mean, he's got mass. He's big. He's bulky. And
and training, fitness training and strength training, that's what he does for a living. He has his own gym, so he's definitely got the knowledge down. So that'll be a great asset for for people that come and join with us and utilize what we're providing for them and stuff, the gym and all that. So that'll be a nice little addition. And we also have other trainers that's talked to that they're coming in, and we're going to bring them in, just to like help wrestlers that are there or whatever the case is. We've talked to Cody Hawk. Cody Hawk said he'd like to come in and be happy to come in and help out on occasion. Robbie Starr, he said he would come in and help out on occasion. There's a lot of others. We're still getting everything. We're working on Matt Mason, our play-by-play guy. Him and his wife Jamie, they're fitness instructors, and they said they'd come in to work on people's like fitness and diet and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we're trying to work out all the details and get a game plan together to where we got a lot of people that's willing to help the wrestlers in this area and outside of this area if they want to make the drive to better themselves and grow as a wrestler. And it's going to be real exciting to see what this turns into.
Huge opportunities, Donnie. I mean, especially, not only with the strength training, but with the fitness, myself being, I struggled for years with my weight and I still do. But last year I started taking on a personal trainer, And over the past 14 months, through diet and exercise, I have dropped about 70 pounds.
Mhm.
And I'm not done yet, and I couldn't have done it without strength training and diet help. I mean,
Yep.
my personal trainer was huge in helping with that. I started January 1st, 2020 at almost 400 pounds.
Mhm.
Now, I'm 6'4". I shouldn't weigh 400 pounds.
Right.
And as of yesterday, I was at 319 pounds,
Mhm.
which is, for you wrestlers out there, take advantage of whatever is offered at the training center, because it's only going to help you be a better wrestler and a better personality in the business.
Yeah, I'm saying the good thing about Matt and Jamie is, not only are they dear friends of ours, I've been friends with him since I started wrestling back in the late '90s. Matt's also an accomplished, wrestler. He was Hot Commodity Matt Mason. Now he does our color commentary and stuff. But he's been in the wrestling business a long time. He was a tag team specialist, when he was in wrestling and active, and he knows his stuff. And just like Jamie, Jamie, his wife, has been in the fitness world. She's competed at the Arnold for the bodybuilding competitions and fitness competitions and stuff like that. So, they're very knowledgeable, and they're willing to offer, like, just like with Onyx and everybody else, and they're willing to offer their time to come in and, help the people that, want to be helped. So like I said, I think it's gonna be a good thing, that we got going on here. It's going to turn out good. I'm pretty confident, and excited to see where it goes. So like I said, the only thing is we're kind of, just jumping in with both feet and running with it, because it's been, like I said, it's been jumped in. I've said it before, just dropped in our lap. So we're just going to do it and see what happens.
Well, see, we also need to, we've been talking about the wrestlers, but we also need to, reach out to the haunt actors out there. There is no reason why you can't do fitness training and diet, because haunting is a strenuous business, as we outlined in Wrestling with Your Character. Donnie said there's cardio and there's wrestling cardio.
Yeah.
And to me, there's a third cardio, and that's haunt cardio, which isn't far off of wrestling cardio, because you expend a huge amount of energy as a haunt actor. So why not take advantage of what we've got to offer in Central Ohio? There are plenty of haunt actors in that area that could probably benefit from what New Ohio Wrestling has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then, like I said, the haunt training, and with the add wrestling into their characters, the fitness training for their diet, the strength training for, like I said, when we had the Trail of Tormented Terror, Onyx and his wife came and worked with us one night. And the only thing, because of his size, the only thing we literally had to do to him was put him in a black cloak and give him a weapon. And we put him right at the start of our trail, and there was like fog and light behind him. So he was just like this big, gigantic mass that nobody wanted to walk past. So, I mean, it worked really good. So, I mean, adding some size to your haunt character, probably wouldn't be a bad thing,
He will definitely, definitely scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
He's scary enough in real life without seeing him as a haunt actor. So,
He had a blast. He was cracking up laughing at the people. He's like, "This is awesome."
yeah, let me tell you, Onyx is great. I love him. He is so kind in the real world, but when you get into the haunt and wrestling world, I don't think you want to mess with him too much.
Right. Yeah, I would agree.
So this is, Donnie messaged me today, say, "Hey, we need to do this. We need to get this out there." And I said, "Let's do it," because I'm excited. Given the state of things, getting excited about something is huge right now.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, when the training center is open, there's going to be, the mandates are still going to be in place for the time being. But it's going to be a safe environment. And I don't know, Donnie, help me out here, because
we're gonna abide by all the COVID regulations and all that. We'll have the hand sanitizer. We'll have we'll have whatever they mandate on, wrestling training and stuff with the mask. And, just like if you're not in the ring, you should have your mask on, that kind of thing. And, we're going to mandate, and go by what they say, just like everybody else does. So it'll be safe, and like I said, hopefully we won't have to deal with this COVID regulations too much longer. I have a feeling some things are going to stay the same forever, but hopefully they loosen up a little bit down the road once it's safe enough for everybody. That's most important. And we can just go full at it. But, as long as the regulations and the rules apply, we're going to abide by them. So yeah, we'll make it as safe. We'll have stuff to sterilize the ring, all that stuff, we're going to do what we need to do.
And, we can't ask for more than that. And hopefully, and I mean, vaccinations are picking up, which is going to help, not do nothing but help our cause.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that people get vaccinated, the safer it's going to be. But we still have to do those things to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. So, we're still looking at some time, but I think I think there's a little bit of pinprick of light at the end of the tunnel now.
Mm-hmm.
To get back to what we consider normal, which I don't think will ever be the way it was before the pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
But there's going to be certain things that will be eased off, and hopefully, mid-year to late year, that things can get almost back to normal, where wrestling shows can go on with more attendance, especially New Ohio Wrestling. I mean, we're chomping at the bit to get back there and give you guys shows.
Yep.
As soon as we can. I'm pretty sure that's Donnie's plan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I got to put on my new red shoes, man.
Got to break them out, don't you?
Yeah, I've only worn them once, and that was for my anniversary. And I got my new bow tie and shirts I haven't worn yet. I'm probably too small for them now. I might buy new ones.
I'd gonna say, yeah, you got them shoes. If you lost all that weight, what if your feet's too skinny now?
My feet will be fine. I'm talking about the suit and everything, man. My feet aren't going to change that much. But oh my gosh, this is exciting news, and I'm happy to share it with everybody listening and watching.
Mm-hmm.
But let's turn the corner a little bit. Okay. Let's talk about the haunting world.
Absolutely.
Now, the haunt world is still up in arms. There's Donnie and I did a class called Wrestling with Your Character at HauntCon in January.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other shows out there, and there's two types of shows when it comes to the haunting world, and different industries. But there's a convention and there's trade shows. Okay. Conventions are more public friendly, so to speak. You've got a wider base that can come in and attend a convention, attend classes, buy stuff. And then there's trade shows. Trade shows are designed for buyers. And the Mac Daddy of them all for the haunt world is TransWorld.
Mm-hmm.
TransWorld, unfortunately, did not run last year because of the pandemic. But this year, from what I understand, in May 6th to 9th, TransWorld is going to be once again at the America Center in downtown St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
COVID precautions are going to be in place, I'm sure, but this is big news because people need the touchy-feely.
Right.
Virtual trade shows are great, but you lack that interaction with the vendors, with the buyers that you don't really get from a virtual show. And not only is TransWorld doing a live show, but they are also doing a virtual show as well as the live show this May. So there's an opportunity for haunters out there if you can't get to TransWorld to attend in person, to at least attend in some form, shape, and fashion to learn and get your products for the upcoming haunt season. It's a little later than normal. Normally, TransWorld runs in March. And unfortunately, March just isn't going to happen for them because of restrictions. But if you want to find out more about TransWorld, and TransWorld is a trade show, make no mistake. People call it a convention sometimes, but it is a trade show because it is a buyer's show. You've got haunted attraction owners out there that are going to buy stuff for their haunt.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Do you have to, because I've never been to a TransWorld, but I'm dying to go to one. I want to go to one like really bad because I've heard from friends of mine in the industry, including yourself, that they're like awesome. so I'm dying to go to it. But do you have to have a business to go to TransWorld, or can you go? It's just like I know you don't want, like, there shouldn't be a lot of fans there per se.
Right.
But, I mean, if you're in the haunt business, but you don't own a haunt, or if you don't own like a mask making company or something like that, can you still attend, or do you have to have a business established?
Generally, you have to be attached to a business in some way, shape, or form. If you work for the haunt, you can get in that way, depending on the haunt owner. But there are certain restrictions as to attending a TransWorld show, which I am happy to say, Donnie, that we can work with. Hopefully in 2022 that you and I can go as a part of WrestleHorror.
I'm definitely in for that. 100%.
There are credentials that are needed, but me working with Big Scary Show, you
got some strings you can pull.
Strings there, I think.
There you go.
But it is a little bit stricter, and the tickets are more expensive.
Right. Yeah.
But there's ways to work that, and but generally you have to be some part of the business in order to have the credentials to get in. It's not open to the general public.
Right. Okay. And that's the big difference between a trade show and a convention, pretty much.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, there is another convention that is going virtual this year. Starting, actually, its dates are usually around the time that TransWorld does their trade show. And actually, I just interviewed one of the organizers of the Virtual Fear Expo recently on Big Scary Show, and they are going to have their show on March 19th, I believe it is. March 19th, 20th, and 21st. And they've got a different strategy than HauntCon had. HauntCon was virtual, but it was kind of like all web-based. From what I understand, at Virtual Fear Expo, they're going to have a virtual show floor where they've got proprietary software where you could actually be on the virtual floor, going from vendor to vendor to vendor and interacting that way, as opposed to strictly on the web. I mean, it's still on the web, but it's going to be a virtual floor. I really can't explain it better than to tell you to check out fearexpo.com.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. That sounds pretty cool.
Where you can register. I've seen a prototype of the virtual show floor, because Big Scary Show is going to be a part of it. And you will be actually, you'll be quote unquote walking through the virtual show floor on this proprietary software.
Nice. So
I'm excited to attend this and check it out and see what's going on, because you can interact with buyers, vendors, and speakers, and even sponsors on this show floor. So Doug and company that are organizing this, a great idea, and one step further from just the web-based shows.
Yeah.
And there's another convention now. You got to remember, conventions are different from trade shows. Conventions are open to the public. There's the West Coast Haunters Convention that's happening in May as well, and it is going to be web based, but they're going to have certain things going on, like it's out in Portland, Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. And normally when they have an actual show floor, the host hotel that they use actually has a 13th floor on it.
Oh, nice.
And
gotta love that.
Yeah, and they're doing a virtual 13th floor this show, but if you go out to it, you can actually book a room on the 13th floor of this hotel.
I'd do it.
In a heartbeat, man. In a heartbeat.
Yep.
So there are these opportunities out here, and I'm trying to remember the website for the West Coast Haunters Convention, and you have to forgive me because I'm drawing a blank right now. But while I'm talking, I'm going to look it up just so I can tell you exactly what that website is.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in while you're doing that in that Fear Expo thing. I think that'd be kind of neat. It'd be kind of like a little video game type of deal. You know, just walking along the trade show floor and looking at the vendors and stuff. I think that'd be kind of neat.
It is. The website for the West Coast Haunters Convention is hauntersconvention.com.
Nice. Can't get easier than
that. And they do, they do a lot for charity over there, because the organizer of it is part of the Oregon School for the Deaf.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually do a haunt right at the school.
Oh, very cool.
Using some of the students.
Getting them involved. That's smart. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Ed Roberts is the guy that runs that. We spoke to him briefly on Big Scary Show. He's a great guy, and he's been doing this, and he's been doing a lot of haunting for years. So it's another one you should really check out, because excuse me, they're not as big as the others, but they've got a lot of heart.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's more important than having a huge show.
Right. Yep. You can see the passion when it comes out. You can't stop it.
Yeah. You know, unfortunately, I was disappointed that COVID has once again shut down the OHC.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of looking forward, maybe WrestleHorror could have done something with them this year, being that it's in Central Ohio. But you know, the more things get under control, hopefully they'll be back next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already talked to one of their people, and when they said they canceled, and they were already actually on the vendor list to get a booth there, and they said they'll just carry that over till next year to see if we can possibly have one next year. So we're on the vendors list for the Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention for sure.
Thank you for explaining what the OHHC was, because I didn't get that far.
Yeah, that's all good.
And, you know, hopefully, you know, once things get back to normal, maybe we can even do some kind of wrestling show.
Yeah, that's been brought up as a possible idea. It's just a matter of if we're able to, because of it's at the Mansfield prison, and there's a lot of rules and regulations that they got to go by. So, I mean, it was brought up as an idea. I talked to Jason about it a little bit, and he was interested in us doing it, and we're interested in doing it. And we actually even talked to the local independent wrestling promoter in Mansfield to, you know, so because we were coming up that way, to join us, and, you know, and he was involved, and he was excited to, you know, partner up and do it. So, I mean, if we're allowed to do it and the convention still wants us to do it, we'll definitely be there.
I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think we'd get some good attendance, so to speak. I mean, with the convention attendees. And hopefully, you know, it would really be neat, and this is just, you know, me kind of geeking, but it would be neat for us to do a show using wrestlers as horror characters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the idea. If we're going to do a wrestling event at a haunted house or a haunt convention, there definitely going to be some horror characters in the ring for sure.
And, you know, there's quite a few horror characters just in indie wrestling as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we can get Freddie versus Jason. I mean, how cool would that be?
There you go. I'm sure we could make that happen somewhere.
Somehow I have a feeling you're gonna be wearing the Jason mask.
I'm too skinny or too fat for Jason. I'd probably have to do more like the Leatherface gimmick or something. or somebody has a belly on them.
Really cool to get somebody like Abaddon from AEW.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Or Rosemary from Impact. Somebody that just somebody is creepy. But it notwithstanding, we can always find wrestlers to be iconic horror characters for a match.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be any problem at all.
So wow, I mean, Donnie, I'm still excited about all this. I've been gushing the whole time, and it's not the beer talking.
Right. No. a lot of fun stuff coming up.
It is.
I mean, how can you not be excited and happy when you got the hurricane, giving us some live musical entertainment and all that,
Oh, no doubt at all.
I feel like she should be on an episode of iCarly or something. Not many kids are going to play a flute with their nose.
Oh, that was quite funny. It was unique, I should say.
Right. That's her. That's for sure.
I love her to death. She's a sweetheart, and I'm glad she wanted to be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I mean, I'm excited. A lot of good news, and that's what we needed. We needed good news. There's not been enough good news lately.
Right. Yeah. Kind of been on the short side of the good news stuff, huh?
Right.
Especially with all the snow and ice storms and everything rolling through across the country, and people down in Texas they're struggling with water supply and all that because of the storms, and there's just a lot of craziness going on.
Oh yeah, the infrastructure has just fallen apart because they weren't prepared for it.
All right. Yeah, and who would have thought they needed to be? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's 20 now. You say, "Oh, well, that's 2020." Well, that's now 2021.
Right. It just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, when are we going to get some good news? I mean, right. We got some good news tonight. That's the cool thing.
Right. Absolutely.
Our prayers and thoughts go out to those people in Texas, because I know it's very hard. We've had our share of snow and ice up here, but apparently it's not as bad as what they've been putting up with, and they just weren't prepared for it. I mean, it's Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of used to it up here.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture today that really put it into perspective for me, and it was a picture at Texarkana, Texas, and Texarkana, Arkansas, which state line right there.
Mm-hmm.
One side of the road, the Texarkana, Arkansas side of the road was plowed. The Texas side wasn't, because why? Texas doesn't have snow plows.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you would have thought the Arkansas plows could have kind of scooted over and done that side too.
Mm-hmm.
But be that as it may, I wish all the best for the people in Texas. I hope that everybody there, recovers and everybody's safe, because I know there's lots of issues. The boil water, they've had water treatment plants go out because of freezing, because they weren't prepared.
Mm-hmm.
The rolling blackouts they've got, and it's hard because there's a lot of people there that are suffering right now, and we wish the best for all of them. We really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we currently have friends in the wrestling business that are down there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got one from Future Great Wrestling, Shauna Reed. I'm hoping she's doing okay, and I know Cody Hawk was down there earlier. I don't know if he's still stuck down there or not.
Mm-hmm.
But our heart goes out to all those people down there, and hopefully you guys will be back up and running soon, and everybody's safe and not frozen.
Right. Yeah. Yep. No kidding there.
But we up here, I don't know. We got lucky. It was 28 degrees when I got home today, and
mm-hmm.
Last weather report I heard is next week is supposed to be in the 40s. That's like a freaking heat wave.
Yeah, I'm breaking the shorts out, getting ready.
Speaking of which, I saw pink shorts.
On me? No, I got a pink shirt on. I got black shorts on.
Oh, pink shirt. Okay, the shirt was hanging. Okay, I got you.
I got the black. I got my pink tank top on, my night clothes.
Okay, all right. And I thought I saw pink shorts. And I was really going to give you a hard time about pink shorts.
Don't put it past me. I'll wear some pink shorts. I don't mind.
So, Donnie, you have never asked me the question.
Oh, okay. You want it? You want it?
I want the question.
All right. All right. We'll give you the question then.
All right. You
are the main character in your own serial killer movie. What's your go-to kill?
I've already got that. Normally, since I'm a big Darth Vader fan, I would say I would force choke you, but I'm not, because that's too easy. And I saw this on Wolf Creek. It's called Head on a Stick. Take a knife, shove it into the base of the spine, and twist.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Wait, you're still alive, but you can't move.
Right.
So then I can do whatever I want at that point, because you're completely incapacitated. I could cut your head off. I could leave you to die. I could rip your spine out. But knife in the spine, twist, that's my go-to.
There you go. Very good. That's also another one we haven't heard before.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And it's, it ranks up there right behind Art the Clown and Terrifier. That's like I told him when we talked to him that was my new favorite kill, is the hacksaw scene. And it's just like,
oh yeah,
yes,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
But that's my go-to. So, Donnie, what else have we got for the viewers and listeners?
I think we've pretty much covered enough for today. I said we got all the news out that we wanted to share with the Wrestling Training Center. We talked about some trade shows and conventions. Got a little entertainment from the Hurricane. She made her debut on the WrestleHorror podcast. So yeah, I think we got all of our bases covered for the day.
Awesome. So with that being said, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, WrestleHorror, and all the other social media at WrestleHorror. On Instagram, Twitter. Our website, WrestleHorror.com. Excuse me, the WrestleHorror channel on YouTube whenever I start posting videos again. One of these days I'm going to get to them.
All right.
But great. This has been a great day for news. And
also you mentioned that, it just dawned on me. I didn't say, about the New Ohio Wrestling, the training center. You find out all that information on the Facebook is New Ohio Wrestling. Twitter is New Ohio Wrestling without the G. Instagram, where we'll have information on there. We'll also have information in a section on our newohiowrestling.com website, and that'll give all the information about the training center when we get it up and going.
Check it out. Wrestlers and haunters both. You need to check it out.
Yep.
With that being said, I am Meathook Jim. That's Donnie Hoover. We are the WrestleHorror Podcast. We will catch you on the next show.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media outlets. Facebook.com/WrestleHorror. Instagram @WrestleHorror. Twitter @WrestleHorror. On YouTube at the WrestleHorror channel. And you can also find us on our website, www.wrestlehorror.com.